What's up, everybody? Maik Wiedenbach here. It is Monday, chest day, but we're talking about warm-up. Okay, so I came to the conclusion that most people are not ready to train when they come to the gym for a variety of reasons. So let's say you did your pre-workout meal, your carbs, your protein, and so on and so forth. Maybe even had a pre-workout drink, even I'm not a fan, but that's neither here nor there. So then people go to the gym and, this being Monday, it is obviously National Chest Day. And here's what happens. So Joey bench press and his two idiot buddies, they put on their belts and they get on the treadmill and start walking, right? So first of all, you have been up for like 10 hours. Why would you need to go on a treadmill? If your blood is not circulating now, you're probably dead. So scratch that. Secondly, then they come here and they stretch the pecs, sometimes even in a whipping motion. That is a total nightmare. From there on, they go into, let's say, an incline bench. So this workout will set you up for a mediocre performance and an injury, okay? The injury being that you are creating additional range of motion, but it's passive range of motion, not active range of motion. The active range of motion means it's what I can do to pull the weight toward me, right? So if I had a bar, be about here. But if I stretch this long enough, I might go lower, but it's bad for my cuff. Secondly, none of this stuff has anyone prepared, neurologically speaking, to work out. The chest, that is, right? So instead, start with this. Get rid of trigger points, both in the antagonist and agonist. So lats, triceps, lats, even come up front. And make sure everything is taken care of. From there on, you can do some, shall we say, basic dynamic stretches, like rotations, see where shoulder mobility is for that day. So flexibility changes, right? So you might be stiffer today than yesterday or vice versa. So you can't always have the same range of motion. When that is done, you want to create length in your target muscle. You do this by working out the antagonist. So it would be the lats, right? So you'd step out here, let's say, and really pull back, flex the lats, and thereby stretching the pecs. 2-3 sets. Could also be pull-aparts, face pulls, and that. When that's done, and this may sound weird, but it works, visualize, okay? What are you trying to do? So, for the most part, this, right? So, what does that feel to squeeze my pecs, to shove my elbows, right? How do I get maximum contraction? That's what I want to do. So now that I have this feeling sort of implemented into my brain, I go and I do some light feel flies. So it could be like so, and you would just be coming above the floor. And then the second set, you might want a couple extra squeezes, or you could do a full and a squeeze. And then for the third set, you could be going in a double stretch, right? So now you are neurologically ready to train. Let's say you do an incline press or so. And you're also, your joints and ligaments are warmed up in a manner that you're actually not going to get injured. So for instance, now would be the same thing, right? You flexing your lats, pulling them down toward you. So this I can actually pull without my elbows collapsing. So here my elbows go, which means this is my active range of motion. And now I'm having the squeeze together, just like I visualized. Yes, I can do more than 20s in case anybody's asking. Thank you. So that would be for the pecs. So let's say for the back, it would be the same idea. So you're scratching the treadmill, all that kind of thing. You're rolling out, and first things first, you create length, right? How do you create length? By shoving the hands away, flexing the pecs, and now you have length. And then what is it that you want to do? Well, you want this particular feeling. So let's say stiff arm, 2 arms, right? So here, I squeeze every rep as tight as I can, and that's the feeling that I quote unquote want to have with each and every single rep, no matter what I do. Now, the brain being the most powerful muscle there is, I'm just gonna throw this in for good measure. So normally this would be like a proper seated row, but I don't want to walk around with the cable all that much. There's other things you can do, right? So you can be sitting here, and I can be creating more of an outward intention or an inward, right? So I can create tension whatever my mind allows me to. So here I'm pulling it apart, and here I'm going straight back down. So now, because neurologically I'm set up to train, I actually get something out of my sets as opposed to just doing chest bro on a Monday. Be smart, don't emulate, think for yourself. Maik out.